Hello, welcome back. In this lecture, we will be creating a logistics invoice verification as an end user. I'm on the SAP Easy Access screen now. First, go under the node logistics and then under material management, and from there to logistics invoice verification. Right. For document entry, you can either use the transaction code MIRO, which is MIRO, or you can double click on this menu. And this will bring us to the incoming invoice screen. You will see the transaction type, which is invoice, and we also have few more options like credit memo, subsequent debit, and subsequent credit. Since we are posting an invoice, the first thing to do is to enter the invoice date. This date should match the date on the vendor's invoice, and which could be a past date. Let us say we receive the invoice date on 5th, and today is the posting date. In the reference field, you can enter something you can remember, like the vendor's invoice number. For an example, if the vendor's invoice number is vendor 12343, you can use that. Okay, and the period field will be automatically filled based on the posting date. Next, we will calculate the tax on the amount. You will now need to select the tax code, which the input tax V1 in this case. As I showed you earlier in the configuration, there is an option to set the default tax code for this purpose. Okay, the company code is picked up automatically, but if you're working across the multiple company codes and need to post the incoming invoice to a different one, then you can switch it. Go to the edit option in the top menu bar and then select the switch company code from the edit menu. Right, so here you can change the company code. For now, the correct company code has been picked up by default, so there is no need to change it. Right, next we will proceed with the transactions. You have options like GL accounts and the purchase order reference. Since we are posting a logistics invoice verification, we will select the PO reference to post with the reference of a purchase order. Enter the purchase order number. In this case, it is 45000000, right, and then press enter. Right, next you will see the options for changing the layout. You have three choices like goods or service items, planned delivery cost, and goods or service items plus planned delivery cost items. Right, we will select the first option for now. You can further choose a layout that fits this transaction, such as order price, quantity, delivery note, account assignment, cost center. Okay, I will show you a business scenario later where we will create an incoming voice using this layout. Right, additionally you can view the all information, so let us select the all information, so which will display all the details under the line item. Remember, the data is organized into the header data and the line item data. The header data applies to the entire document, while the item data only applies to the specific line item. After entering the purchase order, press enter. Now you can see that the purchase order item has been picked up automatically. It's important to verify that the quantity and the amount matching them with the purchase order and the goods received if it has already been posted. If there is any discrepancy in the amount or quantity, you can put on hold or it by clicking the hold button. Okay, this means it won't be posted. This will be kept on hold in the system until you are certain that you have the correct information to post. Okay, the tax code has been picked up automatically as well, and you can also see the payment terms that have been selected. If you remember, we have assigned two different payment terms in the vendor master, one at the company code level and one at the purchasing data level. Now, if you go to the payments tab, you will see the payment term as ZAB1. Now, if you go back to the supplier master and check the vendor master for the company code data under the payments transaction tab, now here you will see the payment term as 0001, which is at the company code level. Similarly, if you check the purchasing data tab, now here you will see the payment terms as ZAB1. So it is clear that Now you understand that when posting the logistics invoice verification with reference to your purchase order, the payment term picked up will be from the purchasing data and not from the company code data, right? The company code data payment terms are used when the finance team posts any transactions using the finance invoice transaction code, which is FB60. And further, we can take a look at the payment block. It is free for payment, and you can click on details here and you will see the document type information. You can enter the planned delivery cost, and you can also view the invoice party along with the general ledger account, which is the accounts payable or the trades payable. Additionally, you can see the details, the vendor information with their address. Currently the balance is not zero, and we will go back to the basic data and enter the amount. Here the tax amount has been calculated automatically. Press enter, and sometimes you will notice there is a pound difference or the amount difference. So this could be possibly because we are receiving a cash discount from the supplier, which is causing this balance. Okay, please do remember this and adjust the amount accordingly. Now you can see that the balance has become the zero and the green light indicates that everything is in order. Right? You can click this button to simulate the document. This will show you how the document will be posted. As you can see here, the general ledger account, the 16,000 is the account payables or the trade payables real account. So the first supplier is credited because the supplier is providing us with the raw materials. At this moment, the supplier is being credited and we are debited. This means our clearing account shows that we are debited from the materials according to the purchase order document, and our input tax is also being debited. When we make a payment to the supplier, our bank account will be credited and the supplier's account, which is accounts payable, will be the debited with that amount. Okay, so it's essential the opposite when we make the payment to the supplier. I'll repeat it once again. When we make the payment to the supplier, our bank account will be credited and the supplier's account, which is accounts payable, will be debited with that amount. So it's essential that the opposite when we make a payment to the supplier, right? Further, you can take a look at the business area that have been picked up. Along with that, the controlling area. Now, if you go to the right, you will see the material numbers, plant number, profit center, vendor number, and you can also see the postings which has this debit or credit entries. Additionally, they are posting lines, so all the information is presented clearly here. So once you are satisfied with all the information, what you can do, you can click on post button, right? Finally, the document number will be created here. You can view it by navigating to the menu button for the invoice document and clicking on display. So this is how you can display the invoice document, and if you click on follow documents, so this is how you can display the invoice document, and if you click on follow documents, it will show you the documents that were generated as a result of this transaction. You will see the accounting document number that was created after posting the logistics invoice verification, which is document number 51,000, so on. Furthermore, you can take a look at the general ledger accounts, which the following amounts has been posted, and you can click on the header button to see the header data. You can see this includes the reference number, document type, and the transaction code used to post this accounting document. You can also see who created this detail document along with the document date, posting period, currency, and the reference transactions. All of this information is available in the document header. Additionally, you can display this document into two different currencies by clicking on the display currency button. Right now it is in GBP, and if you want to view the document in US dollars, which is also our group currency, so you can choose that option and then click enter. This will display the document in US dollars, right? Now, if you're clicking on General Ledger View, it will show you the document in the General Ledger format. Currently, it is in the data entry view, but switching into the General Ledger View will provide you with that perspective. You will see it is in Ledger 0L for the fiscal year 2024 and the period is 10. Okay, you can double click on it on any line item to see its details. For an example, if you can view the tax code, business area, payment terms, baseline data, and it is labeled as item 1. Okay, now go back. Now if you double click on the purchase order, it will take you to directly to the purchase order from here, and go under the purchase order history tab. This will show you the invoice receipt that you just created with the particular number. Okay. Now from here you can again jump back to the invoice receipt by clicking on it. So that's how you can post a logistics invoice verification. So that's it. So this is all about the logistics invoice verification creation, and I will proceed to the next activity. Thank you.